fields of gold and cotton rolls, a never-ending sky. That take it slow, easy road, man, that's life. Miles and miles of John Deere green, freedom far as I can see. The road to run and room to breathe, it's who I am and I'll always be. Caught up in a country, caught up in a country.
What's up, everybody? We're back, and today we got our coyote traps with us. Deer season's officially over. It was a great season. We had a lot of fun, but now it's time to hit these predators hard and start thinking about land management. And we got a couple prime locations we're going to set these coyote traps, so we're going to get down here and get them set. Alright guys, we're at our first spot here. We got a field to our right and a field back behind us, and this is a natural spot where coyotes are coming in and out, and we're going to be setting a dirt hole set. So we got our backing here, and what this backing is going to do, it's going to keep the coyotes from coming behind your trap, and it's going to keep them in front and work your trap head on. And the first thing we're going to do is drill our hole, and it's real easy with this auger bit. You're just going to drill it down and drill it right back out. We're drilling it at a 45-degree angle so it keeps them coyotes coming straight on into your trap. Alright, now that we got our hole drilled in the ground, we need to bed our trap. And we're going to start digging back here a little bit because we want our pan to be 9 inches back from the hole and offset to one side. We're going to go with the left, and we want it offset about 2 inches to the left. So now that we got our trap bed dug, we're going to dig a little hole right here in the center for the chain of this trap to sit in. Doesn't have to be very big, just a hole for that chain to sit in. And that's going to allow that trap, once it's in there and set, to set flush with the ground once that dirt is sifted over it. So we got an earth anchor on this trap like we do all our coyote traps, and all it is it's drilled in with this rod. And once it's in there, you're going to want to take your stake out and pull up on your trap and make sure that earth anchor turns sideways. It sets that trap so it's more stable and it don't come out. So what we like to do once our trap is in is we like to take a piece of wax paper and crinkle it up and then put it on the bottom in our bed before we set our trap on it. And when we set our trap on this, it's going to keep the jaws in action. The jaws will not freeze in with that wax paper sitting on them. Alright, now that we got our trap set, this is a Duke number 4. We got that pan where it is low as it'll go. It sits almost flush with the entire thing. Now we're going to take our trap with that chain down in the hole so it don't rock on it. You're going to take your trap and you're going to want to bed it in and push on it. And make sure that trap is as stable as it can be. That way when that animal steps on it, that trap's not going to rock, it's not going to move, it's going to stay right there and it's going to go off. So here in Missouri, it's super cold through the winter and the ground freezes solid. So what we're going to do is we're going to take flaked antifreeze and we're going to spread just a little bit of it right around our trap just to keep it from freezing in. So once we get our flaked antifreeze put in there, what I like to do is take another piece of wax paper, crinkle it up, and I like to put it over top the pan, and that's going to keep dirt. Once I sift dirt, it's going to keep dirt from getting under that pan, and it's going to let that pan go down and let that trap fire. So once we get a little bit of dirt sifted over our trap, you're going to want to pack it in. You're going to want to pack it in because it's going to keep that trap from rocking and moving, and it's going to allow that animal, whenever they step on it, it's going to keep them jaws coming up, and that trap's not going to move and they're not going to back off from it. You need to know where your pan's at all times, and our pan's right here. Now if you're scared to pack dirt around your trap, you're scared of that trap going off, you're not running enough pan tension. They recommend about 3-pound pan tension on your trap. I should be able to take this hammer and set it on that trap without it going off. So a lot of people use peat moss or wax dirt to cover their traps, but we carry a bucket of dry dirt with us and just spread a little bit of that antifreeze in there, and it seems to work just fine for us. So now that we got our dry dirt sifted over our trap, that pan should be right here, and we're gonna go and collect some of the material around and just sift it over it and make it look more natural. Blend it in a little bit. We're gonna take all the other stuff we got and throw it off here on the right side. Because if you remember, we offset our pan right here to the left. This is gonna keep that coyote engaged with your trap, and it's gonna force him to step right here where our pan is. That's about 9 inches back and 2 inches offset to the left. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put something down in the hole as an attractant. A lot of people use sheep wool, cotton balls. We got goose feathers, so it's just kind of a natural scent on it already. And once that's down in the hole, we're gonna give it a squirt of coyote urine on our backing. We're gonna take our call lure. We use Dunlap's Hellfire. It seems to work really well. It's got a lot of skunk essence in it, so it's super strong. We're gonna take a little stick or something, put a little bit of that in there, put it straight on the back of the hole. Now that coyote's nose is gonna land right there on that lure, and his foot is gonna land right here where our pan is, and we should have a big old coyote here. So here's our finished product. We got the outside cleaned up a little bit, scattered some stuff around, that way it looks more natural, and this trap's ready to roll. In between these fields, this trap's good for coyote, bobcat, foxes, anything that comes through here can get in this trap. And we're gonna set a couple more on down the way and a few more around the field, and we got our fingers crossed that we got a nice coyote here pretty soon. It can take some time to catch coyotes in these traps. It can be 2 days, it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks. As long as we maintain this trap, we will catch a coyote.